Mpumalanga, the ANC has taken a tough stance against councillors who helped vote in opposition mayors that were not approved by the party in 3 different municipalities. Let's speak about this with Lindiwe Ntshalintshali. She's the ANC's acting provincial secretary in Mpumalanga. Ms. Ntshalintshali, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. So, why would 13 ANC councillors vote against the party's official position in 3 municipalities?
Thank you very much, Colin. Let me greet yourself and your viewers at home. Here we have seen some disturbing tendencies, which we call foreign tendencies in the ANC, where a party will contest the state and deploy its members. As we do that, we are given directive from the meetings that will take decision in terms of deployment. So here in Gomazi, in Mkondo, and in Tabachewe, we have seen these members of the ANC deviating from that and voting, like in Gomazi, the candidate that was not supposed to be voted in, because the ANC has established these new processes of submitting your qualifications and making sure that you undergo some interviews with these other members that you're competing with, and therefore they would make recommendation. And here there was a female comrade who was preferred, who has successfully performed in the interviews. And when they went to council, they deviated from the caucus position where they were briefed on the outcome of the NEC decision, because mayors are appointed by the NEC. Then you go to Mkondo. In Mkondo, there were 6 councillors who resigned, led by the former mayor, and later withdrew their letter and then went in back. And you can see their trends in terms of voting, where there's 3 spoiled paper and 3 more, and they haven't voted with the ANC, irrespective of being a secret ballot. But you can see the trends that these are the members that deviated from the mandate. And in Tabachewe, you've got 1 councillor of the ANC who was appointed by the opposition and stood as a mayor, and there we won by 1 vote, and was saying that is foreign tendency, it's ill discipline. And now in Gomazi, it's escalating, it's becoming worse, because PwC said, resolved that we should revoke Rule 25.56 so that we finish these comrades with their disciplinary proceedings, and to give them 48 hours to respond. To date, they haven't responded. And what was bad is that there was a sitting on Friday, which the mayor of Nkomazi, the bogus mayor, if I may call it that, or the defiant mayor, appointed his executive in terms of the mayoral committee members and appointed the EFF there, and was saying that is uncalled for.
I want us to unpack some of those things in more detail, but I want to start with the very action of your own councillors voting against the ANC. Could it be here that even your own members in council who are there on your ticket are realizing that the ANC has done such a poor job in some of these municipalities that it does not deserve a chance to run them again?
I don't think it's that we have a track record of running these municipalities, even if there were challenges. But where we are in Gomazi and Mkondo, we might have challenges in Tabachewe, but it was not of our own making. And we cannot say the ANC failed to run these municipalities, because local government is inclusive of all stakeholders, your councillors, your administration, and communities. They might have their own challenges of payment of services, like in Tabachewe, but also the communities on board, because they should be paying for their services. But where we are, we have seen some improvement in these municipalities, and we're saying, irrespective who leads it, there was a fair process that was established, a fair process where people were competing, because previously there has never been qualifications submitted or candidates being vetted, candidates being interviewed and appointed. So how do you define such a transparent process? Because you want to lead, or
so
you want to...
We're sitting with a situation today where, once more, as we've seen in other areas, a community is sitting and witnessing political instability that could affect the basic delivery of their services because internal ANC politics are getting in the way. Is that what's going on?
I don't think it's internal politics. You see, once you are elected into office under the banner of the ANC, you will be guided by ANC policies and principles. But if you wanted to be an independent, do as you please, do as your conscience tells you, you would have stood as an independent because it's there. But we're saying those instabilities must be dealt with immediately. Hence, we're sitting as the PWC of Mpumalanga again today at 6, and tomorrow there will be a PEC meeting to further action these, because we will not tolerate councillors that were newly sworn in and they are defiant. What more can they do? Will they give services to communities? We don't think so. And hence we're saying they will abide by our rule and principle and policies of the movement. And they've taken an oath and a declaration to respect the movement. And I think that is what we're expecting from them.
And as you go in then to this meeting that you're saying is happening at 6 o'clock tonight in about 2.5 hours, are you going in there to essentially formalize the process to suspend them because they've ignored the 48-hour deadline to make submissions?
That's correct. That should be implemented, and we must make sure that within the next 30 days, they get their preferred charges against them and they appear before the disciplinary committee.
So you mentioned this earlier. Your ANC mayor in Nkomazi, Johan Mkhatshwa, accepted nomination to become mayor for re-election, even though you'd put forward another candidate in defiance, once again, of a party position. Why is there such a defiance of the party line in Mpumalanga? What exactly is driving this?
We would not know what is driving that and what informs that, because when the acting chairperson spoke to him earlier last week, he agreed to step down and correct or normalize the situation. But the following day, he called to say, no, I'm not stepping down. My people are saying I must stand. So I don't know who's my people, because every councillor of the ANC is voted by the people because they supported the ANC. They did not support an individual. Hence, we're saying what he has done is foreign tendencies, and it's tendencies that were not used to. It's quite disturbing. As for him, he was a chief whip in the legislature in the previous administration before being redeployed to the municipality. We expected him to think and understand these policies and principles of the movement. We did not expect this from him. That is why we're a bit cautious also, making sure that we follow our procedures and processes and our constitution to the letter.
So as things stand, you've suspended him from his role in the party, as I understand it. You can correct me here if I've got it wrong, but he remains mayor of Nkomazi, correct?
When we've written the letter to him, it says he must respond to the allegations against him within 48 hours.
And that was last week?
Yes.
But he hasn't responded.
His membership is summarily suspended or temporarily suspended. And when you are suspended, you cannot represent the ANC. It means now we must remove him through our policies. That is why we will not act unless those meetings sit and we formalize everything, because these days there are litigations, and we want to make sure that the ANC has followed the processes to the letter.
And what will be the implications then of this back and forth for the people of Nkomazi? How will they be affected as basically a party fights its own mayor that it says forced his way into the position?
This will affect the community of Nkomazi very badly, because remember, the mayor that is sitting there together with the speaker, they are not elected fine, even the executive that was appointed. There is no decision that they are going to take that is legit, and that if there are no legitimate decision or decisions that are taken in a well-constituted meeting, it will affect the municipality, because currently this time municipalities start preparing for their budget adjustment. They process some matters of local government in terms of your public participation, and that will not be happening while we fix this problem. And we are calling on them to say, let them respect the ANC and step down so that we can normalize the situation, because it's not about ourselves, but it is about the people.
Lindiwe Ntshalintshali from the ANC Mpumalanga. We'll touch base with you again, possibly earlier in the course of next week. But for now, thank you very much for your time, ma'am.